Variety tweets, Star Wars fan edit Obi-Wan Kenobi the Patterson cut purchased for $2.1 million in unprecedented Lucasfilm Disney deal. You might have seen some of these floating around. I posted them on April 1st. April Fool's Day. Yeah, it was all fake. I duped a lot of people, but not this guy. He was on to me. What are the facts? The facts are I did, like in July of 2022, I re-edited Obi-Wan Kenobi into a movie. It went viral. A lot of people loved it. So I just thought this would be kind of a fun like piggyback off of that because Disney would never do something like this. But hey, it would be great to manifest it. So, you know, if we can get this out into the world as if it was real, great. But it is not. And I'm going to show you guys how I did it. I knew I wanted to do some photoshopping of like, you know, tweets and stuff, but I needed to find the right photos to do. So first I was looking online and I found this that I thought would be great because, you know, I think it would be easy to replace Kathleen Kennedy and put me in there. And so I took this picture, ignore my messy apartment, but yeah, I didn't have a microphone. So I thought that a lightsaber hilt would probably fit all right, and it did the job. It did the job. Yeah, first I had to remove myself. I kind of did this a couple times because I was like, it's not really working. Then I had to quickly get rid of Kathleen. Then I think it turned out okay, and then I had to color correct it to make sure it matched. Then I just found like a microphone on Google Images and just kind of stuck that in my hand. Honestly, the shine on the floor was something that plagued me because I wanted to get it right. It was kind of like a make or break, and I worked on it to make sure that it was perfect. So this next one, I found this picture of Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau talking. I liked Favreau just kind of laughing there in that moment, so I thought that'd be great. So I took this picture of myself, used that lightsaber again, and actually what I thought I was gonna do is set up a bunch of lights and try to match the lighting for stuff, but I didn't end up setting up any lights, and the natural lights from like the windows in my apartment worked really well. Could I have set up the lights and made it more perfect? Yeah, I didn't want to go too crazy on this. This did the job, the window did the job. So then I went through, cut myself out, put myself into the picture, I had to color correct and stuff. And then I wanted to replace the background with like my Obi-Wan movie poster, just to, I don't know, give it that extra realism, like we were there at an event for my movie. So I put that in the background on the screen instead of the Mandalorian background. Oh, also, devil's in the details, so kind of this glass thing that's in front of them. I wanted to, you know, put that in front of me, and also on John's, you can see the reflection of his fingers in that glass. So I wanted to do the same for my fingers, just for that extra realism. Probably things people don't really notice, but like your brain notices and can tell when something's off. So there it is. And then I also put John in front of me so that our knees were touching, because we're that close. We just love to touch each other's knees. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. And yeah, again, just kind of took this microphone from Google, shoved it in my hand. Also, I just realized that this is a microphone that is supposed to be plugged in. You can see the bottom there. That's a giveaway. So I think I tried to like paint that out so that it looked like it didn't have prongs to plug it in, but it's obviously a different microphone from the one that John is using, but you know, whatever. Again, I'm not going too crazy on this. I just want it to be a little believable. So this next picture I found was of Dave Filoni and just kind of at a Mandalorian premiere. I don't know what it's from, but I thought it'd be great to have me next to him. So I took this original picture in my kitchen, and I just I couldn't figure out what was going on, why it wasn't working. The perspective was definitely off. All of these, I just used my iPhone to take the pictures. The lens was too wide, but you can tell from this photo of Dave that it was taken with a longer lens and from further away. So Luckily, my girlfriend had just gotten home, and I asked her to retake the picture of me, but from further away with longer lens, kind of fit the scene better. And once I put that in there, honestly, it felt a lot better. Had to match these shadows, you know, there's a couple shadows going on. There's the initial shadow you can see behind his hat here, and then there's also this like faded but bigger shadow behind to the right. Yeah, I was just kind of guessing on heights. I don't really know how tall these people are, but I just figured this feels good to me. And then I replaced the Mandalorian logo with my Obi-Wan movie logo. Again, like there was some event for my movie. So I thought that was pretty good on photos that I would need. I wanted to share, like I was taking screenshots of tweets, you know, that people were tweeting out about this crazy purchase from Lucasfilm. So I just went to Twitter and I took some screenshots of some headlines from Variety and IGN and stuff. Then I went right to work on it. So for this first one from Disney, I just wanted to have it be like an announcement. Then I did a little Star Wars reference there, a little, "This will make a fine addition to my collection." Threw in my poster for Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is actually the first poster that I did, which takes the Obi-Wan poster that they had made for the show, and then I, you know, added the Patterson cut to it. Mostly because I think it just looked better. It was like more bright and stuff, but this is the most up-to-date one that I created, and I did it all like on Blender, and I wanted it to be just like my own original artwork. But for this specific tweet, I just think that the brighter poster worked better for this. And then I found this one from Variety about Good Will Hunting 2, I guess. That's not happening, so that's good to know. Again, just trying to make everything look correct. Adding in the picture of me and Dave Filoni. Then this next one was for IGN, and I put the picture of me and John together. You can kind of see that I wanted to show that extra detail of my fingers in the reflection, but this photo was not big enough for that. Basically, I was like, oh damn, why did I do all that work if I'm not even gonna show it? But at the same time, you know, sometimes Twitter does do that weird thing where like you put in a picture and it like cuts it off weird. So I was like, you know, maybe that's not too bad. For this one, I wanted to do a little Easter egg here, you know, the 501. So I don't know. Just a little cheeky reference there. And then the next one was gonna be from an Entertainment Weekly article. So I actually took a screenshot from the article that was written about my edit when it like went viral, and I just kind of redid the headline and copied the font. But you know, again, I was just kind of like, as long as it looks good, I don't think people are really gonna see it and be like, oh, that's not the right font, unless they work for these places, which we'll see. That does come into play. I made it written by Hugo Reyes. I am a huge Lostie. I love Lost. I grew up in Hawaii, and I actually was on a few episodes of Lost, kind of like as background or photo doubles or, you know, other stuff. I was on the set a few times. This is actually crazy, totally different story, but I actually auditioned and got pretty close to being the part of Walt in Lost, and then the casting, they went with a black dad, so then like, I'm white, so didn't work out, but that would have been crazy. So I did the time 8:15, flight 8:15. Very fun stuff. And then the ScreenRant article, this was actually an article that ScreenRant wrote about my edit, and I loved their article. It was one of my favorite ones. So I will link that in the description if you want to read it. I actually was looking for a font that looked good enough, but I just kind of gave up and I was like, this looks fine. And then actually I was called out by someone who works for ScreenRant on Twitter, so you know, maybe I should have spent a little bit extra time on it, but you know, it was fine. Then I put this picture in with me and Dave again, and then I wrote a little headline and another Lost reference. I made it written by James Ford, which is Sawyer's character's name. So I had those tweets done. I thought this is gonna be great. I'm gonna prank everybody. It worked, but also this kind of thing can sometimes destroy your online credibility. I thought doing this would be fun, and then it also ended up feeling kind of gross because, I don't know, it's weird to dupe people. Like, it's fun to make things look official. Well, I think honestly that's why like I had a really fun time working on like the Obi-Wan movie and like writing my own opening crawl and stuff, like, and making it match perfectly. I don't know what it is, I just love doing that. So it was really fun to do this and like, you know, make it look real. I mean, I'm a visual effects artist too, so it's something wired in my brain that I love to do. And then when I posted it and like, you know, so many people were like, oh my god, this is so crazy. This is like, would people like in my life that are real and not just like random internet people are like, oh my god, that's so great, congratulations, like I always knew this good would come. And I was like, oh my god, oh, I'm so sorry, it's not real. I know, I'm the worst, but anyways, a lot of people are gonna ask about my Obi-Wan movie. Yes, you can watch it. You have to have a Disney Plus subscription, but KaiPattersonFilms.com/fan edits. You can find the movies that I've done. I've done Obi-Wan and I've done Book of Boba Fett. And maybe, you know, after all this craziness with The Mandalorian, maybe there's gonna be a Mandalorian movie. I don't know, we'll see. I want to do more YouTube videos, so, you know, just thought I would start with this. Eventually I'm gonna do a video kind of breaking down all of the stuff I did for the Obi-Wan movie edit, everything I changed and all that stuff. So if you're excited for that and you want to check that out, subscribe and, you know, follow my social media because I'll be updating throughout all that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Maybe you learned something about me or Photoshop, or you just came here for entertainment. I don't know. Well, there we go. Thanks guys. Stick around for more videos and subscribe. I don't know how to end this. I don't know how to end this. Ending.